I give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstones. Salutations to your sincere brothers. Like I say, Ba'ashem, Rakaku, Dash. We're just gonna get into about the persecution that's coming, man. Cause that's the times we in. We out here on the highways and the byways, so it's pretty much soon enough that Esau, we're gonna be a threat to Esau's kingdom, and he's gonna pretty much try to take force by sending us off in those concentration camps.
That's right.
This Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are you blessed are they which are persecuted for the righteousness' sake, for the kingdom of heaven.
Can you repeat that, bro?
This Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for the righteousness' sake.
Right. So if you're being persecuted for righteous sake, you're being blessed, man. Go ahead, bro.
For there is the kingdom of heaven.
Why? Because in return, you're gonna get the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. And so, hey, Esau is gonna demonize you first before he, in order to place you in those concentration camps, man. He's gonna have to set up the stage, man. It's no difference when you have an actor or a whistleblower such as Cat Williams, and he tells you the truth about the industry. What do? They demonize you. They label you crazy before they take you off the stage. So the same way with the prophets, he's gonna label us as terrorists, all right? And that's gonna actually help him make his move to place his hands on us, man.
And because the men of old, they were brought to the congregation, so to speak, and falsely accused.
That's right.
Hey, so you know what I'm saying? The cycle repeats itself to where they bring up false accusations against you, all for the sake of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the persecutions are gonna come, but only pretty much from you doing righteously.
That's right.
By doing the right thing, you know, according to the scriptures, the wicked of the world, they hate that light because they live their lives and are completely consumed in darkness.
What you brought out earlier about Cat Williams, you know, he's pretty much low level. You know, like boasting compared to us, because you know we really a threat to Esau's kingdom, right? So for somebody like Cat Williams and his pretty much his lower stature or whatever in this society, and he's a threat. How much is us? You know what I'm saying? We bringing out the word, so Esau know that we have the truth, man. So we pretty much that stronghold to Esau's kingdom, man. We bringing it down, you know, through the spirit. So you know they're gonna try to take us down even more, man. Pretty much it's gonna be death. Okay.
This 11. It's Matthew 5 and 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revive you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
What's the manner of evil? He's a terrorist, you know, because a rapist. He's in a cult, you know. That's that manner of evil, man. Because remember, you have to be demonized because he has to sway the public's opinion. And once he sways the public opinion, then he can make his move, man. All right? And you have Jake out of ignorance that believe everything he puts on his television, man. So once they have your profile as a terrorist along with attributes and characteristics of you being in a cult, of you being a rapist, hey, the public's opinion is gonna be with the Edomites, man.
At this point, Esau's that's one of his tactics, man. You know, his media, whatever. Like you brought out earlier, they're gonna be like, well, yeah, I knew something was strange about that guy right there. They're gonna automatically just believe Esau's tactic, which is the media.
That's right.
For my sake, this is John 15 and
hey, yeah, that word persecute in the Greek is dioko, and then one of the words that says to make, to run, or flee.
To make, to run, to free. To make, to run, or flee. What are you running from? The persecution, man. Because not only is it going to be spiritual, such as you're being demonized, but then it's going to be physical as well. Such as, example given, they're laying their hands on you, man. Taking you to these concentration camps, man. You know, so if you're persecuted, you're not going to be able to walk into a store because all eyes going to be on you. You're going to be demonized for righteous sake, but at the same time frame, the 2/3, they're not going to understand what's going on, man.
Okay. Which leads me to 2nd Ezra 16 and 40. And And it says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to buy battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." So that, I brought that because, hey, we're not gonna have our jobs anymore. We're gonna lose our places that we stay at because everybody pretty much gonna be going around having a chip. So Lord willing, we're not gonna take that. So we're gonna pretty much be deemed as terrorists to the society, man.
Right.
Which makes us gonna be pilgrims, man.
That's right.
And the pilgrim, so it's like,
Go ahead.
a pilgrim is constantly on the move.
That's right.
You know, so what would be the reason or the cause for us to constantly be having to move around due to the persecutions?
To the persecution.
All right, that are going to be upon planet Earth, because on top of the microchip being implemented, and you're prevented from buying and selling, you know, you're going to have race wars.
Right.
You're going to have complete chaos in the cities. You know, it's going to be a dog eat dog world.
That's right.
Because at that particular point, you're going to have a financial collapse. So a lot of people are going to lose everything. So once they lose everything, they just completely lose it mentally.
That's right.
You know, and who they take it out upon? Pretty much the next individual that they see, whether it's granny, whether it's a grown man, whether it's a female, or whether it's a male, or even a child. It doesn't matter. Like at that particular point in time, nobody's going to be safe.
That's right.
Only the elect of Yahweh Shem Shai are going to be shielded, okay, with the protection of the holy angels constantly watching over them. But everybody else in the world going to be free game, man. But that persecution that's going to come, you know, a lot of the prophets' faces are going to be placed out there in the mainstream finally, because they ignore this truth right now. They don't put it on the forefront. But when that persecution comes, you're going to be placed on the forefront. And the doctrine isn't going to be beautiful. The doctrine isn't going to be glorified, because it's going to be altered and twisted into something evil, because that's the agenda of the so-called white man.
That's right.
He has to demonize it. He has to shed an evil eye upon it, so the others may look and say, "Oh, look at that! Look at what he did." He's the type of individual that smacks the hell out of you, and nobody sees that, but they see the retaliation aspect of it.
That's right.
And that's what Esau is going to use, because Esau has been beating the 12 tribes down, the people upon the sign, okay? He's been beating them down for centuries, and now they're finally rising up and speaking out against it.
That's right.
So that's what the information that he's going to use. Oh, God, look at him. Look at what he said. Look at what he said he's going to do. He's going to put us in slavery.
That's right.
Oh, there's a magical being from heaven going to come back and destroy our kingdom.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. So all those times where, you know, your so-called family members, so-called employees can connect the dots, you know, that's how they're going to realize once you're demonized, I always knew it was something about him. That's what it was. That was the reason why he didn't eat like that. That was the reason why he wouldn't fellowship with us. You know, Esau is going to help them connect those dots on a wicked assumption, man.
Yeah, help them develop their opinions.
Yeah, God.
And what Elder B brought out earlier about, hey, that's really gonna be the slow starting of, you know, that fame we're gonna be getting, man.
Yeah.
But on this side, it's gonna be pretty much in a bad light.
Yeah.
But Yahweh, Lord willing, he's gonna like when that, you know, spiritual powers come, you know, that's when we gonna get that fame on the good side, man. So he's gonna balance it out, but it's gonna start off bad, brothers. Just put it like that. But it's gonna balance out to a good side.
Yahweh himself was persecuted when he was upon planet Earth. He was beat, he was whipped, he was spat upon, he was slapped, okay, he was mocked.
Lied on.
You know, hey, but when he's coming back in what? In power and in glory. He's coming back with the host of the heavens, which are the angels, because he's the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. So he's coming. When he comes back, he's coming back glorified, man.
Right.
The same way with the Most High's elect. They're going to be pretty much persecuted in today's current times, but when they rise up, they're going to rise up in glory. You know, and because at that point in time, they're going to become joint heirs with Yahweh Shai.
Right.
What he has, they're going to have. The kingdom that the Lord is bringing, the elect that are going to be persecuted are going to be able to reap the benefits and the rewards of the fruits of their labors.
Okay.
Like Scripture say, then they should know who are my chosen.
That's right. That's right.
This is John 15 and 18. I'm sorry, 18. If the world hated you, you know they hated me before they hated you. 19. If you were of the world would love his own. But But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. 20. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep your own also.
Right. So if they heard Yahushua saying, they're going to keep our sayings. And if they persecuted Yahushua, then we're going to be persecuted because his truth is a package deal, man. We are servants of Yahushua. So everything he went through, we have to go through as well, man.
That's what make us ambassadors of Yahushua.
That's right.
We follow his same footsteps, man. So the footsteps he was led into pretty much deemed as a man of dishonor, a so-called man of dishonor. We gonna lead, you know, same type of path, man. They gonna look at us in that same light.
They called him a blasphemer.
Yeah.
When he only spoke the truth.
That's right.
You know? But truth be told, those were commandments of men that they claimed that he was blaspheming, man. And because those wicked scribes and Pharisees back in that time, they indulged themselves in wickedness and profit from the doctrine. Okay? So when Yahushua was on the scene, he was throwing all that down with the truth and with the word of Yahweh, man.
That's right.
So they took that as blasphemy. And because he came, because the scripture had already prophesied that he was going to come.
That's right.
They didn't want to accept him for who he was. The scripture prophesied that the prophets prophesied what against many countries and kingdoms. Now they back here prophesying against many countries and kingdoms, and nobody want to accept them.
That's right.
They disregard them.
That's right.
You know, hey, but you know, hey, that's fine. Hey, because we are common men. So the Lord has taken the insignificant of the world, and he's exalting them.
That's right.
You know, even though it's not physically right now, it's not with riches, but the Lord is exalting them with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which are the true riches. And then he's going to give them their heart's desires in the kingdom of heaven, which is going to come.
Hey, and, you know, back then, our people was calling Yahushua, they call him a Samaritan. And you look at, they call Apostle Gabar and Apostle Remla, they call them heathens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they follow those same footsteps, man.
Yeah. The truth is a package deal,
Yeah.
man. You know?
So somebody gotta go through that course and walk that path, man.
That's right.
And we hate it for truth's sake, man. And the scriptures say they hated him that rebuketh in the gate.
That's right.
You know, people just don't want to accept correction. So their natural reaction is to lash out, you know, and become, you know what I'm saying, and persecute you, whether it's physically
Right.
or with their words.
That's right. Right. And this video is just an admonishment, man, on how bad it's gonna be, man. Once your picture is placed on television, man. You know what I'm saying? As a terrorist, man. You know what I'm saying? How your so-called family members are gonna shun you off. Your so-called old acquaintances in the world, they're gonna shun you off, man. You know, so that's why you have to give your all while you can, man.
And because most men in the truth right now, well, most seasoned men in the truth right now have a Clark Kent dilemma about themselves.
That's right.
There's a switch you turn on and turn off. There's a suit you put on and you take off. You know, hey, but in that day, as the brother was going into, when your image is out there for public view, public announcement, so to speak, you know, a lot of people are not going to hold you near and dear, man.
That's right.
Hey, because Esau's going to use those that are close to you, right, to try to dismantle this thing. You know.
Can I say this? You know, when you come on the other side of the camp, you gotta count the cost. You gotta know it's gonna happen. Man, you really gotta know. Are you ready for this? Because they gonna demonize us, man. Like the brother said, they gonna say all this and do all this to us. So you gotta be in your mind. Is I'm about this or I'm not about this?
That's right.
If you're not, you keep your ass on that side. You come back here. You gotta count the cost. You gotta be ready to get demonized, man.
That's why I said be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove.
That's right.
Going into that Clark Kent personality. And the brother Yahushua's young elect said his parents and siblings don't know he does the work.
That's
and
right.
that's good. That's a good way to keep it.
That's how it's supposed to be, man.
And your woman as well.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you first come into the truth, you want to tell mother, father, sister, brother, your woman, your friends, your cousins, your brothers, your uncles, aunties. You want to tell everybody, you know. Hey, but as you become seasoned more and more, hey, this thing is between you and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Now, if they find out about it, they find out about it,
right.
you know. And because once they find out about it, truth be told, as it is written, hey, choose ye this day life or death, man. Hey, because our whole duty is to prophesy the Most High's word. That way, we're clean from the blood of the people, you know, for those that hear us. So if it come down to it, with the Spirit allowed for somebody that you know, and they find out what you do, if they ask questions, answer their questions. If they don't, leave the line dog where it lie, man.
That's right.
You know?
Hey, your part is going out there on the highways and the byways, prophesying, and doing your weekly videos. And like the brother said, yo, that's beautiful. Because when I came in, I was trying to tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the way to go, man, through the Spirit. That's a piece of it.
This Revelation 2 and 10.
Let's go.
Fear none of those things.
Hey, fear none of those things, man. And some of those things are persecution, man. So right now, we're basically bracing ourselves for that power punch. Go ahead.
Which thou shalt suffer.
Which thou shalt suffer, man. Meaning that when that persecution happens, you're going to have to allow it. Go ahead.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
And the reason why he's going to be able to do this, because he's going to demonize us, man. So therefore, once he's demonized us, then therefore, now he can actually lay hands on us and take us to those concentration camps, man.
That ye may be tried, you should have tribulation 10 days.
Yeah, that you're gonna be tried, man. All right, whether or not you go in those concentration camps or not, you're gonna be tried, man. All right, and those 10 days is just a specified amount of time.
Be thou faithful unto death.
Be thou faithful unto death, man. Go ahead.
And I will give thee a crown of life.
Right. So if you have faith until the very end, man, you're gonna get that crown of life, man, and that's gonna give you that. That's gonna usher you into the kingdom of heaven, man.
You're gonna be raised back up, man, eventually. Okay. Hey, this Luke 21:12. But before all these, they should lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and to prisons.
And that's gonna happen, Doc. Hey, some of us has to fulfill that prophecy, man. You know, it's just part of the game we have to play. And Yahweh Shah was persecuted, and he was delivered. All right. Just the brother just brought out the scripture that states that the master, the servant is not above the master, man. So someone has to fulfill this law.
It said, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
Being brought before kings and rulers, man. Because like the brother Pre-Shakot was saying, that basically, hey, we're a threat to Esau's rulership, man. Fuck that whistleblowing about who worships the devil in the music industry, man. We're spiritually taking down this man's kingdom, man. We're annihilating his strongholds, man. And that's becoming a problem for the elite. That's why they want to promote this term net neutrality, man, to actually stop the internet. You know, that the way you are able to go from site to site. So yeah, they're bringing restrictions on that. Why? Because they're trying to hinder the truth, man.
Yeah, I got some. 2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 14. Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare.
Break down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Basically, that was the point in the last verse I wanted to get. Hey, because it goes into those great perils and those necessities. And because for us to be wandering around as pilgrims upon earth, we still got to remember that we are actually going to go through the time of Jacob's trouble. The time of Jacob's trouble are going to be perilous times, man. You know, so a lot of persecution from family members, a lot of neglect, a lot of rejection.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to disown you. You know, even though you know what I'm saying, they're cordial with you right now, things haven't gotten that bad yet. You know, people can still, people still got a concept of making it here in Babylon. When they realize that comes to an abrupt halt, that's when they're going to begin to turn upon people. And because they've envied you through the Spirit dealing with you. They see your light shining, and they don't appreciate that. Because now they're wondering why you and not me. So now you know, so you're automatically guilty, and you're automatically turned to an enemy. In the eyes of the world.
John 1
I'm gonna jump to 2 Corinthians 15 and 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
And that's the reason why, for the lack of bread and great tribulation, man. All right? Cat's gonna be in survival mode, man. You wanna make sure your family eat and you eat as well, man. So if you have to go across the street and kill your best friend, hey, you're in survival mode. You're gonna do that, man. That's the type of times we're entering into, man. And this is what Esau doesn't want you to know, man. Yeah, is it John 1 and 10? 1 and 11, bro.
This is John 1 and 11. And it came unto his own.
This is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And his own receive him not.
That's right. His own receive him not. Go ahead.
But as many as receive him, to them gave he power to become the son of the Most High.
That's right.
Even to them that believe on his name.
That's right. That's right. But the point is that Yahushua came to his own, man. He had family members that did not believe that he was the son of the Most High. All right. He also had his countrymen that did not believe that he was the son of the Most High, man. All right. So if he had to go through that, we have to go through that as well, man. Because society teaches you, man, from this point of view, that you are always who you were back in the day. They don't understand the spiritual cleansing that Yahweh Shai has provided, man. They remember you as such and such little boy. You know, they don't understand that you are a prophet. They try to make this before and now correlate, which it don't. Why? Because you've been born again, man.
Got one.
Go ahead, bro.
2 Corinthians 11 and 23. Are they ministers of Yahweh Shai? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure. In prisons more frequent. In deaths oft. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep.
Hey, and that is a synopsis of a life of a prophet, man. That's why Tazwan was saying that you have to count the cost, man. That's how you count the cost. Are you going to be able to endure what Apostle Paul endured, man? Because that's going to happen too.
In journeyings often, in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils by mine own countrymen.
In perils, dangers by my own countrymen, man. Why? Because basically they're trying to save their own asses, man. So if you do come encounter with them, and if the authorities telling them that, hey, we're gonna lock you up if you don't let us know where he's at, what you think they're gonna do? How many of your countrymen would give their life for you, man? Not many.
Right. You can just watch First 48. When the DA be up in there talking to the mother, you know, like your son just comply with us and stuff like that. That's when you know she'll make that phone call to him, tell him come to the precinct.
What you asking where you at?
Yeah.
Trayvon, where are you?
Right. Set him up.
And like she finna go there, you know, but it's actually a car,
Right.
a police car ready to pull him up.
Trayvon gone down for capital murder.
Right. So you gotta think just on a small little example like that. How much more us, man? You know, bringing down this kingdom.
It says, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness.
So we're going to be in perils by the heathen and perils in the wilderness, meaning that, hey, you're going to have to leave your household, man. Some of us is going to be out there in the wilderness, man, trying to survive, man. Go ahead, bro.
In perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren.
Perils among false brothers. And hey, we've seen that, but it's going to intensify even more during this time, man.
In weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst.
And if you're persecuted, hey, you're going to be as a pilgrim, man. So you're going to have to be watching all the time. Why? Because you're trying to avoid being captured, man.
In fastings often.
Fastings often, man. And not only to basically get that spiritual side, but at the same time frame, hey, you may not be able to eat 4 or 5 days, man.
In cold and nakedness.
Cold and nakedness, man. All right, so some of us is gonna have to flee in the cold. All right, not having enough clothes, so on and so forth. But we know through the Spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, those things will be provided, man.
Besides those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches.
And you still got to take care of the church, meaning you still got to do the work. So we know the persecution is coming, but at the same time frame, we have to have that single eye, man. We have to be fervent in the spirit, man. Coming out on the highways and the byways, doing your weekly videos, and being a good brother, man.
So all the affliction Paul just named right there, he said besides that bullshit right there, we still got to take care of the church. That's integrity right there, man.
That's right.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Give me Psalms, 5 and 7 now. What you got, Tasman?
I'll bring that later.
Oh, okay. Psalms 5 and 7. 7 and 5.
Like it says, this Psalm 7 and 5, let the enemy persecute my soul.
Let the enemy persecute my soul. Who are the enemy? Hey, beginning with these Edomites and these other nations, along with your countrymen, man. And that's also going to, hey, the people within your household, man. Go ahead.
Hey, because if I'm not mistaken, it was David, King David, that said, "Do not I hate them that hate thee," said the Lord.
That's right.
2/3 of the nation of Israel hate Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The heathen Gentile people out there in the world, these other nations, they hate Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right.
That's right. It says, let the enemy persecute my soul and take it. Yea, lay him tread down my life upon the earth and lay my honor in the dust.
Right, that's right. So basically, hey, we're gonna fulfill that prophecy, man. So if lives are taken, hey, that's the way it has to be. But at the same time frame, man, hey, that's a first class seat on that chariot, man. And then your works do follow you, man. Wherever you go, man, as you make that transition from earth to the spiritual world, your works follow you when you come back on earth, man. It's a win, fucking win, man.
When Yahushua tell that man who was laid on the right hand side of him on the cross, you're gonna be in paradise with him. Wrap it up.
This is 2 Maccabees 15 and 7. The Maccabees had ever sure confidence that the Most High would help him. Therefore he exalted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them, but to remember the help which in the former times that they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which shall come to them from the Almighty.
So when Gurgha troops kick down our doors, man, we gotta have that in our spirit, man. Hey, this happened before time, and our people was delivered. Hey, nowadays it's gonna happen again, man. That's right. So we gotta have that spirit, like so ever written 4 times, written for our learning, man. So and it says, hey, keep me that last verse, bro. Yeah, cause it's gonna go into about when the heathen, you know what I'm saying, kicked over, took over the Maccabees or whatever, trying to come against them. Look at the integrity they had. Verse 8, 9. Yeah.
This 2 Maccabees 15 and 9. And so comforting that out of the law and the prophets, and we're putting them in the mind of the battles that they won afore. So like afore he made them more cheerful.
Yep. So Maccabees, hey, he brought out through the spirit, man. Hey, the scriptures, man. That's the comforter right there. It comfort our people. So when all hell breaks loose, we got to have that in our mindset, the scriptures. Look at our people, how they was, the heathen came against them back in the old days, and Yahweh Shai, he rescued us, So we got to look at that when Esau comes again this time frame, man. He's going to rescue us again. So what he wants to do, man, is to put our confidence in him. We're going to fear we in these bodies, man. But at the same time, we got to put our faith and confidence in Yahweh Shai and Lord restore us.
That's right. That's right.
So with that, man, hey, just let you know that persecution is coming. It's all biblical prophecy, man.
You about to do something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the brother said that he woke up in it, he got introduced to the truth in 8th grade. On the precept proper in my head was, remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. And those evil days go right back into the brother's lesson, going into that persecution. You know, so that's a blessing. So you know, what I'm saying, just stay strong and hold tight. You know.
That's right. The scripture say, "Mouth of babes."
Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings, man. Right. Every word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall be declared.
That's beautiful. All right, so I hope you all ready to finally give all of the glory again to
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
The brothers to our apostles, elders, and great men. Salutations to you, sincere brothers.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.